Noel Johnson. On the far side of the podium, to Coach's right, is Andrea Carter. Andrea is a 5'9" senior from Angleton, Texas. On the near side of the podium, Janae McJunkins. Janae is a 5'6" senior from Wagner, Oklahoma. Coach, if you would open with your initial thoughts on a game that your team led pretty much throughout, but Commerce kept making runs at you.
Yeah, it was a battle. Hats off to Commerce, they're a great team. Jason's done a great job with those girls, Lynn as well. They were determined, and it was a battle. We had to grind this one out. And I think the bottom line is it came down to defense, and it came down to us taking care of the basketball. We weren't hitting shots, we weren't getting our normal rhythm offensively, so we really had to find different ways to get some looks, and we really relied on our defense today. But hats off to Commerce, they're a great team.
Kind of along the lines of what you just alluded to, you get out-rebounded by 14, you're held below 30% from the field, but you forced 22 turnovers.
Yes, and we wanted to press a little bit more. Princess is too fast. Goodness, she's a great player. She really split our traps, and we wanted to inflict a little bit more havoc with the ball in her hand, but she did a great job. So we try to capitalize on the turnovers, and I think that came in the half court mostly. So a credit to our kids. I know we had some turnovers with some post entries to where we could get our hands on it. We wanted to pressure the ball so we couldn't let their posts get going.
Andrea, tell us about the game from your perspective. You had a double-double, 14 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block shot.
I just tried to do anything that we needed at the time. I know we needed rebounds for sure, and then just defensive, just be a strong force on defense.
Janae, 14 points, 2 steals on your end. Tell us about your game and maybe some of the defensive pressing that Coach talked about.
I just did it for my team. Coach Jay told us right before we came out the locker room to not hesitate, and if you have an open shot, just shoot. And when I got the ball, every time I got the ball, I was just thinking it was going in every time. And our defense that's what we hang our hats on. And our defense comes from turnovers, for them making turnovers, and for us to attack and go score.
Questions for the Mustangs?
Andrea, it seemed like you might have had a chance to get frustrated there when, there was a lot of plays where you'd go to the rim, there would be some contact, you wouldn't get the call you want. How do you keep from getting frustrated by that and keep going back at it?
Well, I know if I get frustrated, it just takes me out of my game, and my team needs me. I mean, it's do or die now, so can't let any little small thing like that get me off my game. I just got to keep my head in it and do it for my team.
You talked a little bit about, Janae, about having confidence in your shot. I mean, you hit a couple real big three-pointers. Do you have any bones about putting up the shot when they were getting close?
No, they told me if they run out at me, just go up. Head fake and take them baseline. So I wasn't worried about it.
How did you get those 2 rebounds? Maybe you didn't score off of them, but late in the game, you probably bled another 40 seconds or more off the clock. And it looked like you weren't the closest person to the ball when it was coming down, and you were able to go get the rebound. Were you sensing that you knew where it was going to land, or?
I was just going to go fight for the ball. And wherever the ball goes, that's where I was going to go. Even if I didn't get it, I was going to try to go get it and help my teammates.
What does it feel like to be back in a final? I know you wanted to be there again last year, but since 2 years ago to get back to it.
It's a great honor. We're just grateful for the opportunity. We're ready to play tomorrow.
Noel, does this performance win the championship game of the Lone Star Conference Tournament?
Of what we did today? Offensively, no. I felt like we stalled. They threw a lot of junk D at us, triangle and 2, box and 1. They ran 2-3, and then they switched it up to man a little bit, and they were guarding our on balls differently depending on who was coming up to hedge or help. And so we didn't really offensively get in a rhythm like we know we can. We have been preparing for a lot of zone as of late in these last 2 weeks, and when we went man, I felt like we were a little rusty in some places. So offensively, we've got to have a better performance.
What was good about the defense early? It seemed like your interior defense, while your offense was stalling, kept you in the game, especially first half, I think you blocked 6 shots,
Mhm.
and you challenged, a dozen others.
With Commerce especially, because they do have a size advantage on us in the paint, they're a little more physical. Our number one goal was to push them out at least to the first hash, to where they had to make some kind of move or secondary move, because they really use contact to create their shots. And so our goal was to guard them like a guard. And so if they caught it, we wanted to back off on them a little bit, and then when they initiated, that allowed us to go up and block some shots. Not only that, be in position to rebound. Our rebounding was not where it needed to be today. We got out-rebounded in the first half, I think at one point 11-1. So we really tried our best just to stay between them and the basket and contest everything.
Did you notice that they didn't get quite as deep as the game progressed?
And that's a credit to our posts. They really bought into what we talked about with the film we watched, and where they've hurt us last time, and then where they hurt Cameron, obviously. Our post players did a great job today.
Any more questions for the Mustangs? Well, ladies, congratulations on a solid performance and best of luck in the championship game.
Thank you.
Thank you.